our January 2026 meeting. So let me start by saying Happy New Year to everybody. If I haven't already said Happy New Year to you, I hope you had a great holiday season. A lot of friends, family, all that kind of good stuff. As I mentioned before, we're pretty excited. Probably if you've seen the newsletter already, you probably saw this, but we're starting out with the new presidency has been amazing. These guys jumped in and just did a ton of work already. I'll go into some of the detail when I talk about the calendar and everything, but just want to thank everybody that's been on the board to help me get this year kicked off already. I'm pretty happy. So the agenda is pretty much all business. We don't have a guest speaker tonight, but the idea is we're going to try to have certain things every single meeting. So I'll talk a little bit about that. Every quarter, we're going to have, if there's something like the auction or something else, we might have to do it the following month. But every quarter, we will have a financial update, so everybody will know what's happening with the finances and that kind of stuff. We're going to introduce a couple new events this year, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We're pretty excited. We got we did talk to a lot of members. If we didn't talk to you, sorry, we couldn't talk to everybody, but we did talk to a lot of members about some ideas we had for some new events this year. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So it's going to be a packed meeting. We're going to rotate around on the board to cover their particular areas. So with that, I'm going to say let's do number one, which if you are here as a visitor or you're a sponsor of the club, either one, please come up, introduce yourself, tell us a little about yourself, what you're interested in, that kind of stuff.
Public speaking, great. My name is Martin Curtin. I'm here as a guest. My two sons, Nathan, 10, and Martin, 13. I grew up on Catalina Island. I've been in the water and on the waterfront my entire life, but we're very new to spearfishing. And a friend of ours told us about your guys' club. I knew kind of about the Neptunes for a long time, and so we're here trying to learn about the club and make friends and try to find people to go spearfishing with that obviously know how to do it properly and are good at it. And so that's kind of our story.
Good evening. I'm James Real. I'm a guest tonight. John here. I'm new to spearfishing. Just hoping to learn more and do it safely and learn from all the wisdom that you guys have collected. And that's basically about it. I'm from here. I'm from Long Beach, and growing up in and out of the water, but not a lot of experience like diving or snorkeling or anything like that. So it's really new. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
All right, how's it going, everybody? So a few speeches before me, so see if I can top that. My name is Hunter. Interested in getting involved in spearfishing. Ran into a guy that said, "Hey, you should go talk to the Neptunes at a surf shop." Had a lot of time. Most of my life has been in the water. I think I spent 15 years competitively swimming. So I know a little bit in college as well, but had some injuries. But been really getting into spearfishing recently, and that's kind of driven back my passion to get back into the waters. And my wife also doesn't like me going out by myself, so here I am. Looking forward to learning from you guys, and
So I'm going to reiterate one of the things that I talked about before. I really want to encourage everybody to dive with someone new this year. A lot of us have boats, and so I think I mentioned at the Christmas party, a lot of you on stage as well, that was really, really rewarding to me last year. All the new people that went on my boat. I figured that out with the fact I thought about it. There was at least 7 different people that I never rode with that came out on my boat last year. So I just encourage everybody to do that. I think for this, new attendees and new guests, that'd be great. So make sure you connect with people and make sure it happens. I know it's whatever that is, fish stories. Anybody got any fish in the last few days? Lobster? Oh, man. You got to get in the water and get rid of all the drinking and eating over the holidays. Right? All right, well then we'll kick off with the first agenda item, which is new events. So we are going to have, I said 2, but it's really 3 new events for the year. The first one is Giving Back, right? So we are looking at sometime during the year, maybe twice during the year, having something on a weekend. We'll coordinate it with something bigger, like a beach cleanup or something else. Where I call it the Velcro approach, right? We're not going to try to create our own event. We're going to participate in some kind of a giving back to what we're talking about. One, and Dennis and I we're thinking about one at the island. So they do these quarterly, they kind of do cleanup, clean the bay, clean the areas, all that. So we're talking about maybe doing one on the island and one somewhere on the mainland sometime. So we'll keep you updated as we work through the details on that. That's one of the things that we're going to do. The 2 new hunting events that we're going to introduce this year, one is a Yellowtail Derby, right? And so similar to the Calico Derby, it's over a period of time. So I'll show you the calendar with the exact dates and everything on this earlier. I'll give you the highlights of the tournament. The highlights of the tournament is, I think it's 4 months. I'll have to check. It's either 4 or 5 months. It's a 5 fish total tournament, right? So you're 5 fish over that time span, the total weight of those fish. But there's a catch, of course. Remember one of my things I said is dive more? Only 1 fish per day counts. So you can go out there, you can go to Tanner and get 7 fish, you get a tail one, right? So you're gonna need to dive 5 different days to get your 5 fish. Now, if you get, if you get an 80-pounder, then you could win with 2 fish, but it's going to be total weight of up to 5 fish. You get to choose your all in country, all in our shores here. Yeah, I know.
Going to New Zealand.
We thought about it, but then you got to say roast. You might get 550. So 5 fish in California waters, but anywhere in California waters. So that's good. So we're excited about that one. The second one is going to be our new offshore challenge, I guess is the name we put on it. Here's the idea. It is truly offshore, right? The idea is that you're going to go for bluefin tuna, right? And so you want to be able to go for bluefin tuna. What do you need? You need time, right? You can't go out in the morning and be back in the afternoon. So this is going to be a 2-day event. It's going to start Friday morning at sunup, wherever you want to be, whether you want to be with Doc, or whether you want to be at Clemente or offshore, wherever. Sunup, you can hit the water on Friday, sundown on Saturday. So what does that give you? That gives you 2 witching hours, right, of hunting bluefin tuna. So if you want to go after bluefin tuna, it's going to work. You're going to have an opportunity. What's that? Well, Sundays are check-in. I'm going to get there. So you got 2 days of hunting. You get everything. The tournament is actually going to be, right? We're going to have categories. So for those of you that don't want to go offshore, we are going to have biggest bluefin tuna, obviously. If yellowtail been around, we're going to have the biggest yellowfin tuna. We're going to have the biggest white sea bass and the biggest yellowtail. Right? So there will be 4 categories. So for some reason you don't want to go offshore, it's blowing like crazy that particular weekend. We're not going to go. We're going to dive, which is going to change what species we go after. And some of you may want to go after multiple. Right? If you get big tuna on one day, who knows? Maybe you want to go for white sea bass or yellowtail the next day. So the idea is Friday, Saturday hunting. You're back at Catalina sometime over 11-ish, 11:30. We'll figure out the time where we can have a weigh-in of the fish. Figure out who the winner is, have a good time. For those people that want to boogie back, you can leave right away. It's a Sunday, so you can stay as long as you guys want. We're talking about how to get a Cap Harbor. So those that are out will come in. So to calculate your time around and all that. But we're pretty excited about that one. One's been great. We've been talking about where to have it, the weigh-in and everything. But so that's the second of it. So any questions?
So the weigh-in will be at the dock at the end of the bike.
Yeah, no. It's going to Cat Harbor.
Okay.
Yeah, Cat Harbor. Yeah. That it looks like that place where they have the yacht club. It used to be a yacht club. It's now there's now an event center. That it looks like that's what Juan and I are talking about trying to get. Yeah. So, first of all, what do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Awesome. All right. Second thing, I'm gonna jump to the calendar. But when I was talking about the work of the board, we have every event for the entire year, not just the two new events, but every event planned out and paid for. Or if not paid for, deposited. So Blue Water Meet, Fall Classic,
Say it again?
every event
Yeah.
between now and the end of the year is already reserved, the location, and paid for.
Okay, we're still paying, right?
Yeah.
Tanner.
We can't have no budget, right? We blew the budget, right? That's why we're saying.
Just want to clarify.
That's why we're saying pay your dues, because we blew the budget, but we have everything done, and so we're pretty excited about it. This is probably an eyesore, but what you'll see is we've mapped out all the events. We've got the locations reserved. We are going to actually have the Christmas party, where we have the Christmas party. How many people at this party? Raise your hand. How many people had a good time? All right. So what did you think of the event? If you raise your hand, like the location.
Great location.
All right. So we've already reserved the Christmas party there again next year. And we're going to use that event for the auction this year.
Oh, good.
Right? So we're going to use that. We're going to use that event. He's going to set the tables up all along where we can have all the equipment laid out where people can really see it.
Oh, great.
So we're really excited about that for the auction. So we've got that done for the award banquet. We're going to have that here again. We think that works out pretty good. We'll decorate the tables and all that. But for the auction, we're going to have that down there. And then the Blue Water Meet, you'll see it's the what is it, 13th of June. We've got the family camp out all set for August, and then we've got the new offshore challenge in September. And so yeah, it's five months, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 months for the Ultimate Derby, and I think Juan has everything. I think he's got everything in the newsletter now with all the dates, right? So I know we were going through it. Make sure we have it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get, I talked to Julie and Juan about having my friend Surf Band play there at the Blue Water Meet.
Awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna pay for them to get out there and
Yeah.
stay and run the house.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great Blue Water Meet this year. I'm positive. And then what Juan said, he wanted me to introduce the new events before he put them on the calendar. So he's gonna get them in the newsletter so everybody can get them on their map. One of the things I realized this year, totally different area, but one of the things I realized was something else I was doing, was letting people know when things were gonna happen in plenty of time was really critical because everybody's schedule is so busy now, it seems like, right? And everybody's got kids and all that kind of stuff. And so for this work event, what I found out was, hey, the attendance went way up because I was letting people know, when it was, they were planning it, getting on their calendar. So that's why I want to do this, right? So we can do this and we can really try to encourage not only ourselves, but everybody else to attend. So with that, fish standings. You want to talk about fish standings? Anybody gonna fish?
We're all at 0.
Okay, there we go.
We're at 0.
Fish standings.
Unless I haven't gotten an email.
All right. That's why there were no stories, I guess. Hey, Mark, you want to do the financial update? Here you go. Oh, good timing. Yeah, he knew it was coming, right? So,
Found some money.
Joe here?
I hear you. Okay. Well, Joe was supposed to go through I think Mark's got the info though. One thing Joe was going to go through is the membership, right? So, anybody know how many life members we have? I didn't. Right? How many active members do we have right now? I didn't know, right? How many attendees do we have right now? Dennis knows, but nobody else knew, right? So one of the things I want to do is I want to talk about every meeting, what's going on with our membership. The other thing I want to do is I want to talk about activity, right? So I have a friend who's explaining something that they do and how we do church, but if somebody we notice doesn't come to church, who they're friends with, who is normally there, they have a program where they go check on them. They have a friend, you know, they call it a home teacher, but they have somebody that goes and says, hey, are you doing okay? I haven't seen you in a while, right? And so that's one of the things I want to talk about the membership and the activity with members and then encourage everybody to like, hey, I haven't seen Del for a while. Well, you guys see me, but you know. So I'll turn it over to Mark and he'll go through the finances.
Hey everybody, Mark Wake here. Good to see a good turnout for January. Yeah, I'm real happy to be the treasurer again with you guys. And we had a really successful year. Having the positions change frequently makes it a little tough learning curve for everybody, but especially the treasurer side. But our goal for the end of this year was to have a nice balance in the bank account to carry over. So we were shooting for around $3,500, and so we have carried that over into next year. And that was all because we had a really successful auction. The dues, everyone paying their dues, the dues increase. And then we manage the events really well. Obviously, we're all paying to participate in those events, but as far as budgeting and getting the events to come close to paying for themselves, and the club not having to carry the events really heavy this year due to expenses, worked out well, and I think we'll get more efficient at that as we go along. Like Del had mentioned, we got our family camp out deposit in. We've paid for a lot of the stuff that's going to happen for this year. When we started out last year, we had some old expenses to pay for, and some things that came up throughout the year. So we were really pleased to kind of come out as well as we did. And as you guys know, the auction is one of the biggest fundraisers for us besides dues. We're already in the planning phase for the auction, so if you guys want to start thinking about what contacts you have in the industry, who maybe gear you have that's newer that you might want to donate, because April's coming right up and we're diving right into that. And one of the things with our club is if we don't have a successful auction, it really makes it hard to pay for events and have cash flow to buy trophies and deposits and all that stuff. So I did put together a annual cash flow sheet for 2025. If anybody wants a copy of it, it's in really fine print, but I can also email you one directly if you want that. And then every quarter, I'll kind of keep you guys abreast of how's everything going and what cash flow looks like. And does anybody have any questions? All right, thanks guys.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, Mark was kind of nice. We actually went in with a negative budget last year, so it was a little bit of a challenge to get things going. So we are excited about the year as far as the ability to have these events, afford them, and encourage everybody to stay. Tentative update, Dave?
Del, did you say you don't know how many current members we have?
That's what Joe was making sure.
Hey guys, I'm David Schweer, the new tentative manager, and I prepared a speech because I've never been a manager before. Super excited about that, and no, it's just a list of all the guys. We got 9 guys lined up. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So a couple, one's got an ACL he's working on, one's out in Texas. So I'm going to be helping you guys out and making sure you guys are up to speed on clubs or any other meets or where you guys got to be, and make sure you guys wear your shirts. And then I think that's really it that I have to say. But I want to welcome you.
How many candidates we have?
Yeah, 8, 9,
Who's
9.
Who's in Texas?
Shane, he's a fire training out there. with John. I think he's Juan's sponsor. So if you guys want to come up and tell us a little bit more about your guys' selves and any other recent fish stories, I think might have Lobster to tell us about.
Hi guys, I'm Alex Verhurst. Lauren's my sponsor. Yeah, I've been diving for about, I think, 15 years. I got into spearfishing about 2 years. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I recently got a 12-pound bug, which I was pretty happy about. That's really good. I was actually with Lauren, and we still have to eat that thing. Yeah, no, it was actually a really fun story, fun experience. We started swimming out. The sea was kind of just chill, you know. It was dark as at night, and we were going from spot to spot. And I saw this hole. I went down, and I looked at the end, and I saw about three lobsters, good size. And then I see this big one in the very back, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to get to that guy." But I knew he was like this end of this hole, and like I didn't want to go through. We were running out of oxygen, so I came back up, and I saw Lauren, and I saw one of my other friends. And I was just hoping to God that they would not dive down and take my bag. I was ready to pull back, like, no, that's what I saw. But yeah, no, I went down, and I grabbed him by his horns. He was actually missing one of his horns. And I think that's what made it a little easy for me that's what made it easier for me to go and grab him. I grabbed him, started swimming up, he started to fight. But it wasn't that big of a fight, it was pretty chill. And I came up and I remember I showed Lauren, and I'm like, dude, Lauren, this is gonna be a 10-pounder. She's like, no, it's probably like an 8. And I'm like, no. So we get back to the shore, and then we finally see it, and I weighed it, and I was like, dude, it's 12 pounds. Yeah, so I decided to take it and get a taxidermy and hang it on my wall. Anyone else?
I don't have any news stories. I have one from about last year. Oh, by the way, I'm Danny. Hobie's my sponsor. I've been diving with him for at least 15 years, I think. My story was when he had his last boat. It was, I think it's like a 12-foot inflatable. We were going out and getting bugs, and one of the things about Hobie is he was helping me kind of learn the ropes, and I was terrible at it. So he'd be completely relaxed and be like, it's fine, don't worry, you'll get them. And we stayed out there until I got my limit, and I was very happy. But in order to get my limit, the fog rolled in, and it was rolling in thick. And that whole thing that somebody said, I think Martin had said, hey, you're going to learn to do the right thing. Well, here's a story about how to do it not so right, because the fog rolled in and we were lost. We didn't know which way was up. But we said, oh, you know what? The fog will go away, so let's go get some halibut. And he was working, he got about almost a limit of halibut that night. I got one. But by that point, it was about 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, and we'd been out for like 6 hours, whatever. It was wild. It was cold, we were all shivering, and there was no wind protection on that thing. So in order to get home, we're going about like 2 miles an hour, just creeping along the beach, trying to find the way home. Anything that we could see was great. But from that, I forgot what happened to me. It was I know that Hobie got sick and about died, he said, from it. It was like COVID and more. And what happened? Yeah, you had pneumonia. And I got something else too. It was just like, we paid for it, but it was a blast. And we kind of just went, okay, that took us out for 2 months or more, 3 months from the water. But after that, it was like, we could bring a compass. We wouldn't be that hard. We could have a radio or a cell phone, because we're in like cell phone range. We could have that, that'd be good. But yeah, that was a fun trip, and it was kind of learning, oh yeah, that fog can roll in fast and thick, and I had no idea what we were looking at. But it was great. I came home and I was like, hey guys, look. We all died. But yeah, that was fun.
Right, Harry's. Vince, my sponsor. I hate this part. I'm gonna be good. Yes. I've been driving for about 3 years, and then on and off when I was a lot younger. Knowing your stories. Christmas party was great. I look forward to this year. I've been spending a considerably unhealthy amount of time on Facebook Marketplace looking at boats. And I hope to have one in the dock here pretty quick, but we'll see what happens. New or old? Yeah. I'll have to fucking
Just get a compass. Will you?
Just get a compass. Anyway, I look forward to diving with you guys this year. I'm stoked on all our calendar. It looks fun. I'm pumped. So.
I am Iago from Santiago in Spain, and this is my 5th meeting and first as a tentative. Really excited to be a tentative this year, so thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to try to be accurate with my fish story growing up in Spain in the harbor of this little village that I grew up on. We would go every night in the summer for squid with these little lures. They have the hooks at the end, shiny lures that squid love. And my cousin and my friends and I would sit on the big sardine boats while my granddad would fish from the harbor. If you can get a picture, they would just be like docked up parallel to each other, but we wanted to just mess around from the boats and be farther into the water. So we would fish from there. And my granddad at this one point, again, this was over 20 years ago, maybe over 25 years ago, he got his hooked into something, and he wanted us from the boat to get rid of whatever garbage he picked on the lure. So pulls it up, and it's a fisherman's boot, like a rubber boot. Towards the end of the big boat is my cousin, and he's like, hey Chris, can you unhook that for us? And I say, well, be careful because there's going to be an octopus in there. I don't know if you know, but in northern Spain we really value octopus. It's like a big thing that we love to eat. So I say, watch out, because there's going to be an octopus in there. So he goes, and as he gets the hook out, there's a massive octopus living in the boot. So we're like, hey, we take dinner home. So, yeah, really excited for this year, hoping to catch some new species that I can also eat. And thank you.
So I want to go back to the Calico for just 1 second. Calico Derby, everybody knows it's already started, right? Runs for 3 months. Tentatives can be in it, right? So this is the one tournament that tentatives can compete in is the Calico Derby. So if you look at my boat and the way I spend money there, I'm not tight. But outside of my boat, I'm usually a pretty tight person. I can't stand the thought of gambling. I wouldn't spend more than $20 in Vegas if it paid me, right? And maybe if you gave me the 20, I'd spend it. So the reason I'm telling you the story is because, to put this in perspective, I have $100 personally to the person who wins the Calico. Now what that's going to do, it's going to motivate me, because I don't want to give up my $100. It's going to motivate me to be number one. So $100 to the winner of Calico meet, or $100 savings if I win it. So I challenge everybody to get started. It's already going. We got 3 months to do it. Let's make it happen. It's one of my favorite hunting things. It is true hunting.
So Del, how much fuel are you
Share at night.
What's that? No, you cannot. Daytime. I think it is.
It is now. Swimming for $100. They got to be open to swimming?
Well, you could actually, you could do it at night, but then, I might Green Berets. I am the president, right? I could get a bomb dropped. I am the president.
Hey, I think for you tentatives, I think there's only been 2 tentatives in the history of the club that have won the Derby.
Woo!
One
There's
was
a
John.
challenge.
Only been 2.
One on you?
I was the first one, and Zylstra was the other one. And I'm on there 3 times.
There you go. All right, so let's make sure we get in the water and get some calicos along with those lobsters.
Hey, John. Which of the guys that was going to come in and win everything?
How'd that go? Then I had kids.
Anything else from the members? Any questions, comments? Like yours if you have something. All right. If not, we didn't get a guest speaker tonight because we want to go through the the business stuff. Didn't want to run it late and all that. So hopefully we can all have a good time talking, telling our own little stories, and meeting new people and all that. And we will be. I hope Dennis and I are working on actually having a whole calendar of what the speaker's going to be ahead of time too, so it's not a surprise.
Okay, I'll just, I mentioned this to a couple of tentative guys, but, I just want to say that if you guys need help and whatever, your sponsors aren't available, I'm available. I live right over, in Pedro. The reason I say that is that we need help. Yeah, I know I need a lot of help too, but that's kind of what this club is all about. And I personally started spearfishing. I was like shooting sand bass on tanks, and I was like that guy. And I hiked all the hills in PB. I didn't want anybody with tanks and my hook stringer, and that's how I learned all my spots for a number of years. I looked for white sea bass for 4 years without seeing one. And I finally met this guy that I was on the spearboard at the time. It was like 2004. And this guy was shooting a lot of sea bass. And finally he's like, oh, they're just everywhere. Does anybody want some sea bass? And I was like, yeah, I'm not too proud. I want some fresh sea bass. And the guy gave me his number, and I called him, and he lived 2 blocks down from me. Happened to live like 2 blocks from me. This guy was a Fathomir. His name was John Hansen, and he was like, I'd go over to his house, and he was like, he had all the gear. I had no idea what I was doing. He's like, hey, try this mast, try these fins, and of course I ended up, buying all that stuff as he upgraded, but he showed me how to rig all the guns. He showed me how to tie bands. He showed me how to do it all. And then he was like, hey, they're like right here at the spot. He drew me maps, and I still couldn't find them. And, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to put my water wings on, and you got to hold my hand and like show me. And then he took me out in the water, and he put me in the fish, and he taught me how to hunt. And, I look back on it now, and that guy was so generous with me. He never hardly charged me a dime for any of that. And I look at that, at his generosity, and I look at where I could still be. And I've had a lot of success in the sport. I've been really blessed, and I love helping the new guys. So I just want to put it out, to the tentatives. If you guys need help, I currently have no job, and I'm a dad, and I love to dive. I love to talk diving. I love to do diving. I'm like kind of the gear junkie now, so I got all the stuff, and I just want to throw it out there for you. But it's what we do here, and just like you guys know, I have an 11-year-old son. It starts with safety, so I'm big on safety because I'm a dad, and I've almost died innumerable times in this sport, and it's because I had to learn those lessons myself. So, and I did some stupid shit, and you just don't know until you know. But now I'm a little bit older, so I like to learn from other people's mistakes, But I think I'm on the tentative thread. I'm still not sure which friggin' phone number we're working on there, but. David can steer me straight before the end of the night, and give me a call, man. Let's talk diving. Let's do it, all right?
Yeah, John's a great guy. I had the privilege of having him and his family on my boat. We went out and watched the Christmas parade. It was awesome. So again, we hadn't spent much time together until this year, and the friendships are great, right? It's awesome to go dive with new people, go do things with new people. It just enriches your life. So again, I encourage that. With that, I think I will close the meeting. Other than somebody's going to do the raffle, right? So if you haven't bought a ticket, you need to.
I got the winning one.
Got the winning one?
2 minutes left.
All right, one last chance.
Last chance. I
Okay.
won last time, so I can tell you it worked.
Oh, lucky 10.
Okay, back in 1-0.
I bought. Anybody didn't buy? I didn't buy it.
Can you pick one?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, no, let me put it in. Pick one. Pick one. Don't tell me the number.
5710299.
570299.
571, I thought you
There
said.
you go.
571.
Hey, 571, you said.
5710299.
571299. Awesome. We have a winner.
Cheryl, listen, 0, 2, 7.